What's up, everyone? It's Kenny, Kenyon, BK. Have it your way. You decide. So, the podcast I did earlier today, after an hour, Anchor cuts you off. So it was like abrupt. I didn't know that. I use Anchor as like a platform. It's to upload podcasts because I just recorded my phone for right now. Not too professional yet. But I just want to do a short and sweet nightcap to as a continuation of my awakening journey and my spiritual journey thus far. I also want to reiterate that I'm not like a licensed spiritualist, astrologer, or anything. This is just all what resonates with me and what I've learned about. And you can take it however you please. Maybe you can relate, or maybe you are bamboozled by what I'm talking about. It's different for everyone, but what is happening is our paradigm is shifting and humanity is changing to a better way than it has been going. And connecting with yourself through spiritual means is where my soul lit up. This is what I don't remember anything, honestly, but this is what gets me excited. This is what I love. So starting a podcast is, it took me forever to even do the first episode, but I love it. I feel like I can do an episode every hour because I have so much to say, and I just want to throw around ideas and connect with other people too, and see where it takes me. But to continue on the podcast earlier today, first of all, today was the first beautiful day of 2022 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It was 80, 85, sunny, beautiful. And I remember saying earlier that I'm just not the grounding type and I need to work on that. And today I actually grounded. I walked around my yard barefoot and I sat down and did a couple prayers from an Ascended Master's book, which I'm starting to do because I need to start silently meditating rather than the other ways that I do, through music and driving. It's just a natural meditative state, but more of the silent meditative state is what I'm learning how to do for myself. The reason why I couldn't do it so much was because one, my attention span, thoughts racing consistently. But it was just so peaceful today. I literally heard, I'm sure it was a bird type, but it sounded like monkeys. And because in the back of my house, there's a forest. Basically, we have 2 acres of land. I literally heard monkeys. I'm not even kidding. I was am I in the African jungle or where am I? I was literally so perplexed that I just sat down with nature. And it's actually something that I strive to do when we don't really get many good days, but when we do, I'm going to take full advantage because it was very peaceful. I actually went through some triggers too. It's just been a very productive day in the growth realm. When you start your journey, if ever, it's tough. I mean, depending on what you came to learn to do, your soul, but you will get through it. You've gotten through every hard day of your life so far, and that really is just, we've heard it since we were little. It's true, honestly. I'm gonna end the day on a good note though. I was eating, I guess, driving around for a little bit, making some extra dollars. I just got tired, and like I've been pushing myself with it because I'm trying to like get caught back up to focus on the future. And that's the thing, I need to learn how to stop focusing on situations that I can't control. I think control was huge for me, like up until now. Like I'm learning to break free from that. Like it's just learning how to trust the universe and your higher self and your spiritual guides, and it's all the interesting things that you become aware of. Like awareness, like I said before, like I believe is just learning something new that you never, it wasn't in your conscious mind. So I listened to the podcast though. It was an hour long, and once I get excited, I just talk and talk and talk, and it goes so fast. I was kind of like myself, and that's how I want to be at first. Like I just kind of want to just, just say what I feel and go with it. I don't want it scripted. I've listened to certain podcasts where it was scripted and I kind of lost interest. I like to see not see, I guess, in a podcast, but like feel the personality through the voice, and like and that's the podcast that I resonate with. Also, I love the content. I mean, content's number one for sure, but like I feel like I connect in a weird way. It's like almost like certain people I listen to that I'm a fan of remind me of people already in my life. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, I might have some silent moments where I'm like lost my train of thought. That's, my mind's always racing. My one friend Casey told me, she's like, she like smiled at me the one time like a year ago at her dining room table, and I was like, what? Like, what is so funny? And she's like, I just love how your mind works. And she like giggled, and I was like, you're just so funny to me. But yeah, and I lose my train of thought and stuff. And I always apologize for it. I don't know why I'm apologizing. That's the thing. I've always been a people pleaser. And that's something I'm breaking away from too. And being stuck in the service industry, kind of like you were like, it's ingrained to be a people pleaser. You know what I mean? And Godspeed to people that still serve and bartend in the industry. Godspeed, honestly. But I just wanted to hop on here and say like it was like an abrupt ending to the first episode. I'm not going to go back and edit because that's just going to get back into that perfectionism. I can nitpick and like contort and reconstruct like what I said. I just like to be as authentic and like open as possible. And it's a learning experience for me. You know what I mean? So don't take anything as like absolute from me. It's what resonates with me. It's what I feel intuitively that I need to speak to the collective and people that are starting this journey. Because I'm fairly new. Like the people that I have learned from and listened to, and it's been a few years for them since they're like, I guess, catalyzed awakening moment. Like mine was the end of October of 2020, as I mentioned before. But I've always like had an intuitive connection. Like I've like feeling has always been a part of my life. But it's crazy, like the stuff that like I've learned, and that actually was like, oh, that's definitely true for me. You know, like how thoughts that we have, like I feel like they're not even our thoughts at all. Like some of them, it's just like a collective, we're just connected. And you know, like people that don't believe in aliens, we are aliens. Like I said this before, like it makes more sense than anything else I've ever heard. But I just wanted to hop on here. I wanted to kind of like, it's like a finale, I guess, of my first episode, I guess, part two, of just like a little bit of background. I'm still learning, like, where for a career and for like fulfillment, where I'm heading. I feel like it's unique to me, just as and everyone else. But I needed to start somewhere. I needed to like put my voice out there. You know what I mean? To get my truth out there. You know, we feel stunted to even speak because it's like, well, no one's gonna listen to me. Like, I'm a nobody. I have like 10 friends, like, you know, like a couple family members that actually care about, like, you know what I mean? And that's not the case. It's just, this is the experience of self as in the human experience. There's beauty in that, like, to know your unique part, what you bring to the table, to the collective. I'm still learning who I am. Last night, I had like an actual live channel reading through tarot, an intuitive channel reading by someone that actually, it's part of his profession. Like, people pay for his readings, but like, he's a friend of mine and he knows I've been struggling on my path, only because I haven't fully connected, because I have still some work to do to channel, but I am moving in that direction. It's just, today's just been like a huge leap for me, my soul, embodying like my true essence. I have a deep-seated fear of myself, and I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I'll get the answer to myself some way, somehow, sooner rather than later. It's just, every day is like a new adventure. Like, where is this leading me? Like, what's next? Like, it's almost like a story, like, and the storytelling, our creative storytelling, that's what our lives, each one of our lives matters. And that's what this brings you to yourself. And it brings you to start putting yourself first, as well as caring for other people. You should definitely, like, I always am looking to help other people in a meaningful way. But you have to set your boundaries, and, you know, and I would just throw myself on the back burner always. And I am breaking from that too. Like, it's a huge, huge transformational leap for me. And I honestly feel like I've lived 5 lives in this one life, because at this point, and I said that earlier, it's just like crazy to me. Like, with paradigm shifts and realms and all the stuff, my mind's opening up more and more and more, and the capacity for it to take in information that I really find valid to me. It's just insane to me. Like, it's just like my mind's like growing. Like, where is this room coming from? But that's because I'm clearing out all the dumb mumbo jumbo that I thought was a part of me that it really wasn't. It was just like, just all that extra mundane stuff that, like, it was just like a lower vibrational thing for me. And everyone's different though. You know, everyone's different. Everyone has different likes, dislikes, and you get to know yourself more on a deeper level, and what you want, what you like. And I could see the beauty in it, but when I'm going through the tough stuff, I still act out as a child, because you know, like I said, I'm learning. This is newer to me. And sometimes I have like this, like, well, why am I not doing fast enough? Like, why? And you start comparing yourself to other people that are on this journey, and it's just like, no, that's like the old way of doing things. You know what I mean? Like, and honestly, growing up as social media as like my little brother, like 8th grade AIM was like real popular, and then Facebook, and then all this stuff. Like, when I joined Facebook, like, someone invited me from our college. Like, it was like that type of time. Like, Tom from MySpace, He was actually in my dream randomly, like, a week ago, and I don't know why. Tom from MySpace, like, in his white shirt. And I was like, dude, really? Like, can you at least, like, just do, like, a black Hanes shirt or, like, change it up? I thought he was cute, though. I don't know why. Probably because he met in MySpace. MySpace was cool because you, like, can, like, make your page, like, you. You know what I mean? So there's, like, a creative edge to it. Whereas TikTok, it's like creative, but you like just copy other people's like different things that they put out, whoever gets picked by the algorithm, and everything's like blurry on there. Every time you post a thing, it always says for review, because if you have any type of skin, you get like a violation. Like, it's just like, it's for like little kindergartners. It's a little bit too sensitive. You know, there should be fluctuation. Like, if you are too sensitive, it's just like too much fluidity that's just like, I don't know. I'm speaking out of my ass, honestly, because I don't really know how. I'm not the leader of all of humanity, right? I'm just a leader to help people in humanity that connect with me, and I try to help as many people as I possibly can, and trying to empower themselves, because looking back, it's definitely working for me, because I was like just wandering through life and not knowing what was next. I just kind of like had a blind optimism to everything, and that's a good trait for me, though, honestly, because I do have blind optimism a lot. But people that trigger me a lot, especially family members, see a darker side of myself, because I basically mirror their energy. That's how I am. I'm usually mirror everyone's energy. So like how I'm acting is when I'm around you, if I meet you, is usually the energy I get off from you. So it's like, I don't know. And I did it unaware of even knowing what I was doing. But now I can pinpoint it now that I brought that into my awareness. It's kind of an interesting gift. Having said that, I feel like I'm learning my gifts daily. Like, what are my stronger gifts? What are my not so strong gifts that I could work on? And we all have gifts. Every incarnated soul has gifts. And you just have to believe. You just have to believe. Literally, you have to believe in yourself. And it's so cliche to say, because like, literally shoot for the moon, land among the stars, that banner in first grade, like the framework was there for us. It really was, especially if you're like late 20s, early 30s. I don't know what it was like for like younger 20s. They're like just more spiritually inclined though, because like I have friends that are like 20, 21 too, and they just like are just open way more. Like if I was in high school then, like I wouldn't have any of the trauma especially high school, I got a lot of trauma. And I kind of resent the people I went to high school with. I mean, now it's just like, I understand why it had to happen, because I had to learn to grow from that to fully become the rest of my life, to help inspire other people that are going through it, maybe in a different way, but I can relate. And it just grows my empathy more, too, for people that have wronged me, as well as feeling for people that might be oppressed, like women or gay people or lesbians or queers or trans. And which reminds me, in the last episode, I said trans situation. There's no negative connotation to trans people. I look up to them, honestly, to fully express themselves, how they feel on the inside, on the outside. It's a struggle for me, to be honest. I'm not trans, but it took me forever to fully accept that I'm gay, and I'm still not fully like relieved of that. I feel like it ruined like my high school years, because I put high school on a pedestal. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't fully express who I was to my family members or like even my friends, even though they knew. I feel like it was like I was being attacked, and people shouldn't feel like that throughout life. But like I said, it was my soul signed up for it, to learn and to grow and expand, and Earth is just so dense. But I feel like it got too dense. I feel like it's just weird. Like tonight was just weird driving around. Like that's why I came back home, because I don't know. It's just like, it's just wild. Like life is just real wild. Like it's funny because COVID happened, but 2020, thank God, honestly, like no one got ill in my family or like severely ill, or it was actually more of a relaxing year compared to all the stuff that was happening in the world, which I feel deeply for those people. But in my own personal life, it just 2021 was more of like a different, but it was in a different way. Like no one passed away or anything. It just was very, I'm going through a grief process of grieving emotions that I never went through. When I lost my grandparents, who were like my parents to me, like I miss them so much daily. Even my stepfather, who we had a tumultuous, like rocky relationship. He was in my life since I was 2, but like it was almost like he instilled a lot of trauma onto me. But like when towards the end for him, like I forgive him. You know what I mean? I may not have said it like word for word, but I know his spirit checks in on me in some way. I haven't learned how to connect and channel family members or anything like that, but it's very eye-opening. It's very interesting, and I honestly love it. I love learning about it. It gets me out of, like, I have like a moody type psych sometimes. Like I get into like where I just want to be alone, and it's probably because I pick up other people's energies so fast, and I put the weight of the world literally on my shoulders. I feel the energy. I'm just very sensitive towards that, and it kind of distracts me from that until I learn how to, the modalities and like the way that works for me to kind of like block that out from me so it doesn't affect my life. It's just been a lot of letting go and holding on at the same time, and that's honestly like life, you know? The good, the bad, everything's polarity here in the earth realm. That's why the universe is so interested, is what I'm learning, in earth, like the human experience, because there's so much growth and it's so dense here. And a lot of others, leaders or light workers or people that talk on spiritual podcasts or like the occult podcasts are talking about the density too, and it's something that I feel channeled to speak even in the first episode, because I feel like if you search for like a spiritual podcast, it's like one of the categories, I think, of it's the category of my podcast. You kind of know what you're getting yourself into, but like I want to start from like the start when it happened to me, and that's why I started with the awakening and how astrology kind of trickled in before, and how my main catalyst of an awakening matched with my birth chart. Like the day, I think it's October 26th is the 5th degree in the year that I was born, which is actually my friend Duff's birthday too, which is kind of cool because he's been my friend for a couple of years. But I mean, at first it was like just like a weird relationship because 2 gay men in a group, and we were kind of like, I don't know, it was just like not competition, but that's how I was. Like, my ego got a hold of me way more than my soul, my being. And as I'm balancing, because the ego will always be there, and it gives you drive. Like, people want to do ego death and all this stuff. Like, I'm still in the human experience. Like, desire and stuff keeps you going. You just have to learn to balance your ego. And your ego protects you, but it oversteps. And it kind of like, I don't know, I feel like as you get older, it starts becoming the enemy in a weird way. You just have to learn what works for you. And I'm still learning, honestly. Like, any pointers from people that are advanced, please, like, help me out here. Honestly, I'm trying to do it on my own for once. Like, but I do need to ask for help more. I feel weird about asking for help my whole life. I don't know. I feel like every time I ask for help for something, even like if it's just mundane stuff, there's always grief attached to it. Like, people like don't want to. And then that's how I respond to them when they ask me for help. And they always say, I'm lazy, or I'm this, or I'm that. No, that's how you've always treated me. I'm just mirroring how you've always treated me. And I don't know why I do that, but now I'm more aware of that. And I just want peace. Like, I still live at home, but I tell my mom all the time, I just want peace. And that's how my dad is too. I'm learning that we become our fathers, and it's kind of cool because my dad divorced my mom when I was 2, and I would go there on the weekends. He lives closer to the city of Pittsburgh. I live in Cranberry, which is like a suburbia. I like my house out here though. But I don't know, like, I had a stepbrother, a stepsister that were older than me, to my stepmom, and I feel like my step-parents tried to be more of the strict parents than my other parents, and my other parents, I feel like they showed love through, like, money, and then roles were reversed. Like, my dad would claim that, like, he told me that, like, I only come around when I need money, and I felt guilty about that because at one point in time, like, I just have trouble with finances, and I don't know, it's definitely from my childhood, and it's actually part of my chart, like, prominent. Like I said, my sun sign is in the house of finances. And the funny thing is I have the mind and the manifestation power to be self-sufficient, and I don't know why. I don't know if I'm manipulating my parents. Honestly, I'm just speaking what is going through my mind, and it helps me to, like, talk about it. So it's a rhetorical question. But if you have any insight, that'd be great, because I like learning from people I teach things to. Like, it's reciprocal. Like, it's and that's life. Like, you always should be learning. You should and learn from the people you teach if you like teaching. And I'm not like a 5th grade teacher, like, gung-ho, but like, I really like explaining. Like, it just makes me happy. Like, I don't know what, like, when I would train people at, like, restaurants, like, my whole mood would change. Like, it's like, I'm not saying that's what I would want to do, but I was in the teaching aspect. I was, like, more in my flow without even realizing it. And flow is something that it's very hard to, or connected to source. So there's other terms, and you'll learn the interchangeables if you're kind of new to the realm. But it's funny because that's how I know, like, there's certain words that I've never heard used in my everyday life, and I'm very intuitive, and I would pick up on a lot of stuff, and that's how I know that they have some type of spiritual background. It's by certain words too. Like, that's like what I like in my journey I picked up on, which is kind of cool too. And it's the music, man. And it's honestly because I'm so drawn to celebrities, and I don't know why. I feel like a lot of celebrities are where they're at because of their connection. It's their age, like even at a younger age. It's your power of your mind's not a joke. You just have to like learn how to balance and don't let your like mind take over. You have to like control your thoughts. And for me, it's like really hard because I have a racing mind, but my mind is my greatest asset in this human experience. So the more I do the work, the more it benefits me in the long run. And I'm very hopeful. Even in my darkest days, I still make it to like a place of calm, at least for one day, because I'm in a very transformative state. Like I said, Scorpio is my rising sign, and I have Pluto in the first house, which is very death and rebirth-ish, like wondering about actual physical death, like is always on my mind now. Like it's like intriguing to me. It's just like it's one of those things where like what the fuck? Like I don't know. It's we always like block it out. I feel like our human minds block it out. But as my parents were getting older and stuff, it's like I start grieving people that haven't passed away yet. Because I feel like my love runs so deep for humans. I just felt some type of way to express it. And I feel like people feel some type of way towards me because I don't express it like normal people show love. Because, like I said, I've felt this for a while. This is my first time on Earth. I'm not going to go into it because people can't grasp. They're like, some people don't even believe that in reincarnation, which I didn't at first, like I said before, but I'm learning that, I mean, there's so many examples I can give to validate that belief, but we don't know. Honestly, you don't know anything. Honestly, you think you know, but you don't. But it's what resonates with me, and I love the word resonate. I'm gonna use it a lot actually, because this guy that I listen to, I like his voice. He's very like, and I actually did a FaceTime coaching like interview before like giving in, because like the programs like to help you like are very like costly, especially if you're like kind of like revamping your whole dynamic in the financial department, which I never have had to do this. This is the strongest it's been a burden on me in this lifetime. Like it's like a huge, and I'm still struggling, but like, and I never would express that to people, but like it's just like I want to try to do it on my own, like as an adult, I guess, per se, but it's a lot with like going through this whole process, and like I don't know, it's just like a lot to juggle, but I'm trucking through, I'm hopeful. And the more I connect to source, the more hopeful I become, the more I connect with my higher self, my guides, everyone has a guardian angel too. You can connect with them. There's so many different prayers. I just connected with mine last week, actually, and the way that I validated, like I said, you need kind of validation when you get in these new, just to like understand, so your mind can comprehend, I guess, because our human minds limited us, and then through imagination, you can break that barrier. But I was listening to a podcast, this angel podcast, and the guy was doing a prayer, and I was like driving somewhere to deliver Uber last Saturday, and I was just driving doing the prayer, and the first name that pops into your head was part of the prayer, and for me it was Mark, and I was like, Mark? Out of nowhere, like Mark. And then I saw 2 billboards with Mark spelled differently, and that's like how I knew that one of my spirit guides, he was actually my guardian angel, and he's actually, angels, I'm like learning more about them, very, very, like, I'm just drawn deeply to it now more than ever. The channeling that I did yesterday, the session that I had, I'm more from like, I incarnated in different dimensions that are similar to Earth. I don't remember anything. Some people, like I said, some people can pick their whole past lives apart. Now, do we know it's true or not? I don't know. Like, this is just all fun and games, I guess, as we get through life. But, you know, whatever empowers you, you know what I mean? Like, I'm learning now more than ever not to criticize someone else's beliefs. Like, if it's all for, like, love and light to yourself and for humanity, then go gung-ho in your beliefs, you know what I mean? Like, bring your uniqueness to the table, like, finally. Like, no more superficial, like, prom king, queen, cheerleader. Even though I love cheerleaders, like, bring it on. Still love that movie. None of that shit anymore. Like, I want someone deep, you know? I want connections that are deep. I want funny. I want, like, off the fucking wall. Like, my one friend Carly is, like, hilarious to me because we have some similarities that are just, like, out of, like, our obsession with, like, A1 steak sauce is just insane. Like, she, like, can't go places without condiments. Like, and, like, we went somewhere to eat and I forget where it was, and I'm not, like, a picky eater, but I just wasn't feeling anything on the menu, and she's like, I was like, I want McDonald's, and she's like, me too. But I'm breaking away. Like, it's funny because as your soul grows and you become in more awareness, you start changing, like, your human behaviors too. Like, almost like you start eating, like, better, and, like, it's for me, it's like a slower progress. And it actually happened before I even had my, like, big awakening moment. And then I kind of tapered off to it because it created a lot of anxiety for me and stress, actually, going through the spiritual change, I guess you would say, as I'm getting used to my new way of living. Letting go of the old, welcoming the new the best that I can, but I just have to find the balance, and I'm still learning, and, you know, I shouldn't beat myself up like I always used to do. You know what I mean? You shouldn't do that. We do that subconsciously all the time. I'm my own worst enemy, literally. And I remember that song by Lit, L-I-T, when I was, like, in 3rd grade. I used to listen to it over and over again. I am my own worst enemy. And so, like, in Me, Myself, and Irene, which is one of my top Jim Carrey movies, by the way, where he has, like, 2 different personalities. It's amazing. It's amazing. He, like, turns, I forget what his name is, but he's so funny. I love Jim Carrey, by the way. It's so funny because I am my own worst enemy. I, like, am so hard on myself, you know? I will, like, literally stab myself over any other human. Like, not physically, but I'm just saying, like, to put it in context. But I have to overcome that. I have to, self-love is huge for me. Huge. But I think being a new human it's, like, hard to navigate. I feel like that's why I'm getting, like, that's why I have that feeling, and, like, I feel like no one else does, especially the people that have been here multiple times. And I can tell by your birth chart, like, reading certain charts, like, you've been here before, especially, like, that 12th house. Like, my mom has, like, her moon in her 12th, like, a lot of her the 12th house is, like, the unconscious, like, I think karma is associated with it too. And karma is, like, people have different definitions of karma, but it's all, like, to me, it's all soul expansion. It's all growth. It might seem bad to your, like, human mind, but it's not. It's different in the other, wherever we go after this. And that's something I'm resonating with too, like, recently. But only your imagination, honestly, can, I guess, work with your mind to show you a picture in your head of what those realms or life like that is. And like I said before, like, believe in something bigger than yourself. But I'm not trying to preach at all. I'm not starting a cult. I'm not I'm not starting like, I want to say it's not a new religion. It's not for control. It's not for structure. It's more of like for you personally, for me personally. It's just ways to empower yourself so you can show up to humanity. You could show up to the table and just shine your light. Like, we all have that light. Even the darkest people, I feel like, have the light. They just are severed from it. Like, they have to like come back to it. Not, I guess severed's like the wrong word, but it's just, they're just blocked from it. And like, people have told me like my whole, like, about my energy. Like, when I was like, I literally went to college for the third time, literally later in life, and like I got that fulfillment of like friends like that I didn't get in high school, and I think that's like one of the main reasons that I did that. But random people, like, your energy is so amazing. Like, and even then I was like, energy, like, I wasn't even aware of that. It was like I was like left in the dark until like COVID was like the huge like shift. And my one friend Steph, she's like, your light is just so, and I feel like I'm so hard on myself that I feel like people only see like when I'm frustrated and angry. Because like when I'm in my lower vibration, I'm frustrated, bitter, angry, privileged, honestly. Like I act like a spoiled brat, and I'm aware of that now, like of when I get in those low vibrational energies. And sometimes my energy is manipulated by like I take on too much, and like I'm not aware of that. So, and we're all different in that aspect. But when you make an effort to be in your true essence, the universe will help you. Even if, I mean, it's good to like show gratitude, but like I said, I feel the gratitude, just don't wake up saying, because like I would like think about that too, because I always like, it's like I have like two brains in my, like, I would look at both sides of the situation and be like, well, if I do this, and this, maybe I'll get what I want, like in my head. That would be like one brain thought. And then the other one is like, no, I want to feel it. I want it to have meaning. You know what I mean? I feel like feeling a lot of the stuff that I'm learning and resonate with, it's a feeling. That feeling that you would get like once a year when a song would play. Yeah, so every time I read something, watch something, listen to something that's truth to my soul, it's like daily goosebumps. It's like chills. Like, and it's in different, like, on my leg. It's like not just on your arm, like your hair, your erector pili muscle, if I remember that right, when I took human or anatomy and physiology when I went to be a nurse. I would have died energetically if I was a nurse, honestly, at this point. And my first year as a professional nurse would have been COVID. Shout out to my IUP nurse friends. You guys kill it every day. I miss yous. But yeah, so I want something I knew it was going to be something creative and more of working with the public, like not so ego-driven fame. It's more of like connecting to more people for healing and for empowerment, and just because like that's what I love. Like, if it works for me, then it'll work for you. And like, I mean, I didn't walk in your shoes, you didn't walk in mine, but I can tell you 100%, like, I love the feeling of when I have a good moment during this journey, and it just saying to my like a friend that I'm close to, like, I get excited about it, and I want them to like try it for them and see if it works for them, because like we're all hurting. Like I seen the world suffering since I was little. Like I know that energy. Like and it's weird now more than ever. Everyone's scarce. Like I have scarcity mindsets too, which I'm trying to sever that that's what's blocking me actually from manifesting certain things that I could have manifested. But it's just like that scarcity mentality which runs in my family, and it's like I'm trying to sever that lineage. Like you're healing all those ancestral wounds, and it goes back and back to the past. It's just like, it's just wild to me. There's so much to learn, but there's so much more after that, and it's just like I kind of like slowed down on that, like just dabble in the different avenues. Like I said, astrology, I got way more deep into it because I just love it. My one friend Jess is into the Wicca stuff, which I think is cool too. Like, I went to Salem in October, and it's just amazing. Like, I need to go back. And if you do go to Salem, go for like a week, because there's just like so much to do. We only went for like 2 days, but I miss traveling too. But I'm trying to be more like, get the shit paid off, that is holding me back, and then I can travel. But traveling's like, it's like, it brings me clarity. It honestly does. It's like medicine for me, because when I come back, it's like if you ever took like one of those party drugs, honestly, I'll be honest with it, like I'm like Molly or anything, like the come down, that's what it feels like when I come off vacation. Literally, I'm snapping all the time. My friend Jamie, like, once her son's 18, we're going everywhere, like Bratislava, Alaska. Literally, we're going to, I don't know, the Alps, K2. Like, I don't even care. Like, bitch, you better get your glasses done for K2. Like, we're going. Literally the mountain, vertical limit type shit. But she's actually in New Orleans right now. She's so crazy. I love her. There's just like certain people in my life, like I always make an attempt to still connect, especially because like they were a pivotal person in my life that has helped me in some way, and I try to mention them, especially throughout this podcast. I'm trying to have them on this podcast a lot of people have other people in the industry, which I want to get to that level too, but I also want to have people that have helped me in my worst days, you know what I mean, like to speak and see if they want to talk about their story, and like, I feel like everyone should just talk. We need to talk more. We don't talk. Communication's severed. You can see it in, just look at American schools and stuff. The nursing program there was no communication. That's just one example, but I'm sure it's everywhere. Jobs, no communication. Most divorce rates, no communication. And you know that. It might have been just in your subconscious because you don't care about it, but you will care about, like 2 years ago when COVID first started, I didn't give a fuck about any of the stuff that like I learn and care about now. Now I care about even the stuff I'm like, why do I even care about? But I do. Like the other day, insulin, went through correct me if I'm wrong, honestly, because I haven't took government since 11th grade. It went through the House, passed through the House, but it has to go through the Senate. I capped at $35 for people like without insurance, because insurance in America is just awful. Like I'm not liberal and I'm not conservative. I'm the steel pole in the middle going a different direction. Like, and I don't agree with all that. And I don't even want to get into that politics, because it starts like wars literally through word of mouth. But to live, insulin, like people die especially people with diabetic. I remember posting on Facebook even like 3 years ago, and I don't know, I was drawn to it, but that baffles my fucking mind. Like, you're gonna go broke trying to stay alive? Like, go fuck yourself, America. Like, that's such bullshit. Like, what in our minds? Like, the greed is so sickening to me. And trust me, greed, I've seen it like I'm guilty of that too, especially serving. Like, I would push people all the way for tables for money if I needed money for this and that. And we all are guilty of it, but like when it's at a higher level like that, like lives, like, are you fucking kidding me? Sorry for the language, but I like, honestly, one thing I learned, swear words literally like put a period on those emotions that you're feeling. It puts like a exclamation period point. I hate when people are like, no profanity. Really? Like, you do worse things than your like my profanity, let me tell you. But I don't know, it's an explicit podcast anyway. I put that anyways because we're quote unquote adults here. Like, but yeah, so that was another rambling session, almost an hour. See, like, I talk so much and it goes so fast. I would set a short and sweet nightcap. No, this was like a long nightcap. But I don't know. The first couple episodes, I'm going to put out a few just to like get the ball rolling and see like if I even reach anyone. Like, I can market it myself, but like, I just want to just let it flow and see what happens. And either way, it's getting my thoughts out there and vocally, but I'm gonna like write kind of like a structured format, not just talk about random topics like the first day of 2 podcasts. It's like but it's just like some housekeeping, I guess, of like who I am, like some of the stuff that I care about now and where I'm heading. I just want people to like enjoy their life. I want to enjoy my life. Honestly, I'm still working towards that because I've been down and out, but I still always have that hope that keeps me going. And that's why it's funny that I live on Hope Road my whole life. And if it could just like reach one person that just like wants to just throw in the towel, like that's everything to me. Like, because I've had those moments, those ideations of like not wanting to be here. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, like, I don't think I would ever act on that though, because too much fear associated with that. But like, and I'm not, no mean to laugh or anything, but like, I'm just like working through it in my mind and stuff. But I get dark, you know what I mean? And my sadness. And I'm learning to accept that and balance that and work through that and find some outlet to work those emotions through. Like, it was writing, but I feel like I would need to be more vocal. I don't want to hide behind my words. I want to like speak them, you know what I mean? And reach people that don't have a voice for themselves or are in a worse off situation, whether it's they don't have anywhere to live or people that care about them. But like, even if I don't know you personally, I do care on some level, because I believe, honestly, to me, it's like a truth. You are a part of me. I'm a part of you. Like, we are one being, one consciousness. And if you're struggling, we're all struggling. If you're only as strong as your weakest link. That's why, like, it's so important, like, to connect, to communicate, to strive to be a better human and help each other, like, on this journey. And I think that's why, like, my vision, like, on the pyramid is, I want to feel that again, that moment where I literally burst into tears, and like, it felt like I was drowning, but I took up first breath, almost like probably what it feels like when you're a child coming out of the womb. Like, insane to me. Like, it was just so insane, so fast. And it's so crazy because, like, I have shadow selves of jealousy when I was younger, because I feel, when you do your shadow work, you'll like learn that I'm sure a lot of us have the same shadow work stuff, but breaking away from that and actually like want to see the person next to me succeed is just, the feeling is just amazing. Like, and it's almost like I let go of all that stuff that wasn't me, that was like piling on top of me, being in this dense place we call Earth. And all that stuff that your mind would say is negative, and it's not you. You are the light. You are everything, and you're nothing. You know what I mean? But you're just as important as Kim K. You're just as important as me. You're just as important as Bill Nye the Science Guy. Honestly, we associate fame and status over financially. Yes, it's good for security, but I'm just saying you matter just as much as the person standing next to you. And that wholeheartedly, I will resonate for eternity in my heart. So the next podcast is probably going to be more structured. I don't know where I want to start yet. I don't know. I love this though. I just want to keep talking. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking to myself. I got 2 views, but it's cool. I'm just starting. You know what I mean? I don't need to get in that mindset of oh, no one cares what I have to say. But because I'm just saying this because this is stuff I'm still working through. This is stuff that I need to let go of. It's for me. It's for my growth. It's not comparison to someone else. You know what I mean? There's levels to this shit. But for you, leveling up from growing from the past, you know what I mean? It's you're your own competition. It's in a weird way. But I put a link actually to a link tree that has all my info, all the socials, all email, whatever. You can call me. Honestly, I'm bored most of the time. I'm just learning things and doing whatever I do. But if I don't know if it resonates with you, if you have questions, if you, I don't know, even if I don't know you, just, it's cool. I'm open to meeting new people too, in a weird way. Cause especially if you like to talk deep and you love art and I don't know, if you're just one of those people that just is quirky or just is them unique. I love that. I don't know. We all imitate each other. We all talk like each other if we hang out around each other. And it's funny when you have your close friends and stuff, but I like different people to come to the table. I want to see what you're about. What do you I don't know. I always find something cool in every human now. I just honestly, this opened up my eyes to loving everyone for who they are instead of being a sassy bitch. I don't like you, I don't like you. It's not that I didn't like them. I think it was just a protective shield because I like to see who a soul or a person is before I commit in any type of relationship, whether it's platonic, sexual, I don't know, best friend, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it's just opening up my heart more as the days goes on, and I'm really grateful for that. I feel that. So until next time, thanks for listening, supporting, subscribing. Comment if you want. If you can, rate it. I don't know. Any comment rating is good. Constructive criticism's good. No hate speech or any of that. That's for TikTok or whatever you want to do that too. If you know anything constructive or helpful to say, if it's not so much negative, even if it's negative, at least be helpful or show me what didn't work with you, because I want to learn too, from other people's point of views. I feel that's the best teacher, you know what I mean? But until next time, this is BK. Have a good day. Hey, thanks for hitting the road with me today. And guess what? We didn't run out of gas. So please subscribe to this podcast series to never miss a new episode. And be sure to download, like, and comment on each episode on whatever podcast platform you listen to on. As always, share this with someone you love. And make sure to follow @HopeOnRoad on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you.